Do you have a rotary hammer that doesn't hit, doesn't hammer, and has lost all its power? Stay in this video because here I will teach you how to repair it step by step. First, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and give it a good like. The first step of this repair will be to remove the change key, the rotation key, which switches from rotary to hammer. This key will be removed with a Phillips screwdriver. We will loosen it, then remove it. Then, in the middle of this selector, we will find a cigar clip, which we will have to remove with a special plier to be able to compress it and then take it out. Because being inside the selector, there is no other way to remove it without that special plier. Well, here we are already adjusting, and with a Phillips screwdriver, we are simply going to finish lifting it. Perfect. Here, it already released the cigar clip. Now we are simply going to remove the selector. Note that this is the key that allows us to switch to rotary hammer and hammer only. Now we are going to the main part where we need to repair so that the hammer, the rotary hammer, starts to regain that percussion and force. We are going to remove these 4 Allen bolts, of course, with the hex key. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, and leave us a comment about what you think of this repair of a rotary hammer that no longer percusses. Once we remove the last screw, we will simply split it in half. As you know, this is with 2 parts. This is the arm part, and here is where the important part comes in about why your rotary hammer lost power, lost percussion. Inside here, we will find a piston. That is called the main piston, but to remove it, we will first have to take off the cover. This cover is for lubrication. Through this cover, we can grease, lubricate the rotary hammer. We are going to remove it with a needle nose plier, or if you have a lever for that is to remove it, there's no problem, but in this case we are going to do it with a screwdriver, with a plier. Well, once it's removed, look, if you notice, the cover is greasy, meaning the client has it lubricated. That's a good point, but the wear and loss of power is not due to this, not due to lack of lubrication, but rather from use, time of use. Look, here we can lift the connecting rod with a piston. We are simply going to insert both hands. On one side, we will lift the piston, and on the other side, we will lift the connecting rod. Here, as you can already see, we have removed the connecting rod. Now here in the cylinder, we will find the secondary piston, the striking piston. That piston is responsible for heating the rod, and the rod is responsible for heating the chisel. Now here I quickly explain the function of these 2 parts, the main piston, the striking piston, and what happens when the rings wear out, or what happens when this starts to fail. I invite you to subscribe, give the video a good like, and leave us a nice comment. Well, let's quickly move on to the explanation. Now let's first talk about the main piston. What is its function? It is the initial muzzle connected to the electric motor through a connecting rod or a crankshaft. Now, how does it work? It moves back and forth continuously inside a cylinder, just like a car engine piston. Now I'll give you a little secret. This piston does not directly touch the drill bit. Its only purpose is to push and pull air inside the cylinder to create a pressure chamber and vacuum. Now let's talk about the percussion piston. Its function is the mass that generates the actual impact. It floats freely inside the same cylinder right in front of the main piston. How does it work? When the main piston moves forward, it compresses the air trapped between them. This air pressure propels the striker piston forward at high speed. Upon impact, the striker piston stops abruptly when it hits the impact pin or the tail of the drill bit, the chisel, or the drill, transmitting all the destructive energy to the concrete. When the main piston moves back, it creates a vacuum and pulls the striker back to repeat the cycle thousands of times per minute. Now, for these 2 parts to function perfectly, it is called an O-ring. These two pieces, as you can see in red and green, are the O-rings. They are the seal of this cylinder. Now I'll explain what happens when the rings or O-rings wear out. Pistons use rubber rings or rings to hermetically seal the air inside the cylinder. When those rings wear out, crack, or flatten, the following happens. Loss of compression. The air escapes around the pistons instead of being compressed. Entonces, the main symptom, the motor runs and the drill bit spins, but the rotary hammer does not strike, losing extremely low power. Metal on metal impact. If the vacuum fails, the pistons can lose their synchronization and physically collide with each other, destroying the internal components. Now, grease leakage. The wear allows the lubrication grease to enter the air chamber, staying due to friction and generating smoke with a pasty smell. So with this explanation, it is clear that if your rotary hammer starts to lose power, it is advisable to change the rings or O-ring or seals. Now, many times when you disassemble, you sometimes make the mistake when placing the second striker. Be careful. We already know which is the main piston and the striker piston, the secondary piston. They put the O-ring the wrong way, that is with the rings facing down, looking down, and that is the wrong way. It won't work like that. The air chamber won't be created. Why? Because the O-ring is down and not up. That air chamber is not going to work, and all that compressed air will escape. That's why your rotary hammer will lose power. So be very careful when placing that seal. Be very careful. The correct and proper way is for both seals, both O-rings to face each other. So now you know that way it will be able to gather the compressed air, and with the rings in good condition, no compression will escape, and the rotary hammer will work at full power. You know, if you're enjoying this video, you can subscribe, give it a like, leave us a nice comment, and well, let's continue. Now we're going to finish assembling it. Just as we removed it, we're going to put it back using both hands to insert the main piston. Be careful when placing the main piston. There's no way to place it incorrectly. It's not upside down or backwards. No, it doesn't have a specific position. You just need to place it on the central axis. Once it's placed on the axis, look here, when we finish sealing, there's no way to make a mistake. You will see where the T is. Every rotary hammer has the T and another T with two. One T that means rotary hammer and the other T that means with a percussion. It means one hammer and the other is rotary. So there's no way to make a mistake with the